Hey guys, it's Humming Rush. Today I'm going to teach you how you want to be playing light tank. So this isn't going to be like one of those guides that tells you you should really only scout or whatever. I'm going to show you multiple roles that light tanks can fill, specifically in one game, and I'm going to show you how and when to use those roles. So a light tank can scout, it can do damage, it can clean up tanks, it can kill arty. All those stuff is what I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you when to use it, because a lot of people get caught up in this trap. Like, they'll try to scout all game and then they'll wonder why they can't win games in their light tanks. So I'm going to teach you how you want to be playing light tanks. I'm going to show you pretty much every single role that a light tank can fill and when to use them in the average games. So if you want to see my light tank setup, here you go. You just run pretty much, as long as you're not running shit equipment, you're good. I personally run something to increase my reload, something to increase my gun handling, and then something to increase my view range. And that's basically my typical light tank setup. As far as crew setup goes, here's a pretty decent crew setup for your first couple skills. After that, it doesn't really matter. I typically put repairs as my fourth, but yeah, so let's get started. Alrighty, so we're on the map Overlord. It's a standard game. How I like to go about playing Overlord is I'll basically scout the middle quickly, and then I'll survive. Now, this is how you want to play every single light tank game. You want to find out where the enemy's going, and then you want to live until the end of the battle where you have no clue where they are, and that's suddenly when scouting becomes important. During the middle of the game, what you're going to do is you're just going to focus on shooting stuff, maybe lighting people, but the reality is when people, when heavy tanks are 50 meters apart from each other brawling, they don't need eyes. They need the eyes at the end of the game when they're against, camo TDs who they can't see. So again, I'm going to find out where they're going, we're going to live, and then we're going to sort of survive until the end of the game, and then we'll start scouting for my teammates, and that's when scouting becomes super important. Okay, so first things first, they've got, a lot of TDs, I guess. I'd expect those TDs to live most all game. I'm just going to pop up to this ridge, see who I can spot, get a shot off on this Panther. Hopefully he stops. That'd be nice of him. He doesn't stop, so I'm just going to continue to stay here. You'll see I've spotted an FCM-50T to my side, and maybe I'll crest this ridge to see if I can light someone. I don't feel too keen about doing that because I feel like I would have spotted everyone getting into position already if anyone was going there. So for now, I know they've got a very small presence in the middle. They might have people down where that tiger is. I wouldn't have been able to spot them. I'm just going to check to see who's north, and then I'm going to make decisions based on what I found out. You'll notice I don't have a lot of support here, so I'm actually the front lines. I'm going to see, holy crap, they sent a lot of people, so whatever it's called, to the bottom side of the map. There's a 50T, Bulldog, and SP1C. Now, I don't want to brawl these guys, to be honest. I think the Bulldog would just clip me out if I tried to get close, so I'm going to run. That RHM, he'll try to help me, but he just won't be able to. He's one tank, basically. Okay, so now is the decision-making time. Where can I go to sort of best help the team? There's a Bulldog. He's chasing me. Dude, what is he doing? I think he's legitimately chasing me. I think he's specifically focusing down on me. There we go. I don't understand it, man. Okay. So, what are we going to do now? I know they've got an FCM, an AT7, and an SP1C up on the 0 line. We are probably going to win the south. I'd like to sort of brawl with this Panther 2 or whatever and see if I can just get some damage done. There's a 50T as well. Might be able to get shots of these guys. Perfect. So as this 50T pushes, he's going to be in a crosshair. You're going to see he's going to notice me, of course. I'm just going to put side shots into him because there's going to be myself and an RHM who have him pincered. The M53 kills him. Now I'm going to deal with this one-shot T25-2, and then I'm going to go kill the Panther. I take a hit there. That was a mistake. It's okay, though. Just going to fall back. I'm a light tank. I don't really want to take a ton of hits from people. I didn't mean to trap that teammate there. Okay. So I'd love to see if I can kill this T25-2. I think I should be able to. There we go. And now I'm just going to fall back. Again, a lot about light tanks is just sort of popping up where people don't really expect you. The T25-2 knew I was there, but I'm going to start running immediately. You can see their LTTB is going for arty. I'm going to try to help out our arty. I sort of don't think I'm going to be able to save the M53, though. The M53 is fast. He might be able to run, and maybe our T28 prototype will be able to get a shot into this guy. I don't, I'm not super confident I can keep this guy alive, though. Cool. He's just gonna stop and kill it. I need to block his shot. Fuck. I'm gonna let this guy run because he's got way more hit points than I do. He's gonna... I can't help this T-28 prototype. He killed the Artie, or Artie killed the Artie? Okay, I'm just gonna chill. This T-28 prototype's dead. I've got a T-10 shooting at this LTTB as well. Obviously, I'm fighting my gun depression here. This guy's doing well to ignore the T-28 prototype. I can't flip the T-28 prototype. My tank just isn't heavy enough to. I'm gonna have to make sure this shot goes in. Cool. And that should be the game. I can't. There's no way I could have helped Stuart. And that LTTB did a very good job of stalling the fight. He made it even more difficult for me to be in a position to help that prototype. Okay, I spelled T-28 wrong, but that's okay. So right now, this is a 5v3, or is it a 6v3 situation? I'm good at counting. It's a 7v3. Okay, I'm just going to go after Artie. It's basically the end of the game. This is how you want to play. So what you can do as a light tank is you have multiple roles to fill. People often get like caught up in the scouting role, and they just sort of try to scout all game. You'll notice I've used my gun, I've counter-scouted, I've killed light tanks, and I've sort of just also cleaned up. Like I cleaned up with that T-28 prototype and whatnot. So, no, not the T-28 prototype, the T-25 too. So, I mean... basically this replay is to show you that you just sort of look at situations and take advantage of them. The better you get at taking advantage of opportunities that present themselves, you know, the better you'll be as a light tank driver. You'll notice that I didn't force anything. Maybe I can kill this guy. What the fuck? Why did he shoot the building? I don't understand. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. Let's go take a look at the end plates. Alrighty, so for a summary of the game I just played, what I did is I went up to the middle. I tried to spot people going into positions who could be found in this area. You can also sometimes spot TDs back here. I didn't, but you know, it happens. And you'll also spot tanks who play this sort of ridge right there, which I personally don't like, but you're able to spot them. Once that's done, in this replay, what I decided to do is I noticed we had no one on this line right here. So I went and said, hey, I don't know who's there, and my teammates definitely don't know who's there. Let's go find that out. So I went over here, I got some reconnaissance, I spotted a 50T and other tanks, and I mean, that's pretty much what I did. That's the opening stages of the game. Once everyone is in position, you often don't need to scout. What you need to focus on doing is counter-scouting, and shooting people who are distracted. So what you're going to see is I sort of just hung around the middle area. I played these areas looking for opportunities to present themselves. An opportunity did present itself, and the light tank went to go for our Artie. What I did is called counter-scouting. I intercepted him. Unfortunately, our Artie did die, but that's one of the roles a light tank can fill. Throughout the rest of the middle game, what I did is I went after the T-25 too. Basically, I shot stuff. A lot of people get caught up in the scouting trap, and they just try to scout all game. You don't do, never do that, please, unless it's like really beneficial. This map is so small, you don't need to scout all the time. So what I did is I shot the T-25 too here. I basically let the game progress, but I also took advantage of opportunities that were there. So that's what you want to do in the middle game if you're a light tank. Once the game has progressed into the end stage, you've either lost, won, or the game has like 5 tanks on either side and the game is still in its balance. If you've lost or won, you just want to survive and, you know, do the best you can. In my case, we were winning. You know, that's an average outcome. So I just went for Artie and killed Artie and did damage. I mean, that's pretty easy to do. What you're going to want to do is, if it's a close game, that's when countering like Artie becomes extremely useful, and spotting for your teammates becomes useful, because what can happen if there's only 5 tanks left, it's super easy to sneak around the flanks and just kill Artie because no one's expecting it. And that's sort of when light tanks become really, really powerful, because they can pop up where no one expects them. And that's sort of what I tried to represent in this game. Just living until the end will give you more damage, more spots. Like, it's way more useful. So yeah, I feel like I might be starting to talk about this for too long, but if you want an endgame guide to light tanks, I'm happy to do that. I featured a quick win simply because it's an average outcome. You know, it's something everyone can relate to. So hopefully this gameplay gives you some insight on like what actually happens in light tanks, not, you know, the fantasy, 10,000 spotting damage games, which they do happen, but you're not going to get that on average. So there's that. Hopefully this video was helpful. Let's go do whatever's next. I actually have no clue right now. Alrighty, so as you can see, 38,000 credits, 2,200 damage. We came third on the team for damage, top on the team for XP. We spotted, how many tanks? 5. So that's pretty good. I mean, we did scouting. We spotted 30% of the enemy team, but, you know, we weren't scouting the whole game. We did damage. We fired shots. We still made a profit. There's more to light tanks than scouting, and hopefully I gave you, you know, some guidance as to how to play these things. So, yeah, bye-bye.